everyone, welcome back. Today I have Miss Valentine by Mirabilia. She's part of that holiday fairy collection that we've slowly been working on and chipping away at. She's done. It didn't take very long. It only took, gosh, just a couple weeks really, which I don't know, I guess that's not wholly unexpected, but somehow in my mind I thought she was going to take longer. But these kits really aren't all that complicated, so a couple weeks is probably a pretty average amount of time for how long they normally take. But anyway, so here was the picture that we started with here. Not a great picture. And if you remember from my start video on this, I wasn't that keen to take this one on. While I have liked every single one in the series I've done, this one just was not my favorite by looking at this. So yeah, I'd kind of put it off for a while, but I just decided that I had picked up these kits because they're getting harder to find. Just as an FYI, if you're interested, maybe try and get them sooner rather than later, just because they are limited edition. So, and I did have a hard time getting the last couple that I needed. But yeah, so I had the kits, and it was just that time of year. I'm like, you know, I've put them all out. Halloween, Harvest, Christmas, and now I have New Year's out. I was like, probably should do the Valentine fairy so I can put her out next month, right? Anyways, wasn't that excited. But she's not bad. I will say I like her more completed than I expected to. I would still say probably not my favorite of the series, just I have no reason why. Maybe it's the colors or I don't know, it's not my favorite of them, but I don't hate her. I guess that's good. Anyways, I think she turned out really pretty, actually. I think she turned out really lovely, and I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad I didn't put it off any longer. And so I have one more Easter fairy, and she's cute. I think she'll be really cute done. So when we get to her, hopefully I'll get that done this year before Easter too. So look out for that one coming up. But anyways, enough talk about all that. Here she is. So yeah, really, actually, I'll get a little closer for you. And the roses on her dress, I think, are really pretty. I think this part of her I like best. I think what throws me on this one is this heart-shaped box. And it says on the pattern, I didn't know if it was meant to be a shield or like chocolates, or I didn't understand this. And on here it says for the back stitch, and that's the only reference to it, is on the back stitch what color to use for the heart-shaped box. So I was like, oh, she's just holding a heart-shaped box. Oh, okay. And I think that's what throws me. I think for me it feels weird and maybe a little awkward, but it's fine. So her dress I love, her wings are pretty. The one thing I will say, so this fabric, this linen, it's just a natural linen, and it's the same one in all of the kits, and it works better on some of the patterns than others. Most of them it's been fine on, in my opinion. I think they've turned out nice. I don't love this fairy on this fabric. I think I just like, so holding her back here, I feel like this light periwinkle blue color, it just doesn't stand out very well on this little bit darker natural linen, personally. And that I don't love, but for consistency's sake, I'm going to use the fabric that they give with them so that they're all on the same one. But if you were going to take on this kit and you didn't care about the fabric that it comes with, or you weren't looking for that consistency, you might consider changing this because, yeah, I don't actually think that she looks as nice on this one as some of the others do, and I think there's probably a better option out there. So just a bit of a personal opinion on that. Of course, you know, whatever you guys think. So yeah, I mean, and her face is pretty, like her little vines in her hair are quite lovely, and yeah, so she's not bad. She's, you know, like I said, I like her a lot better completed than I thought I was based on this crummy picture that they gave, which, and I don't know, in this picture, her wings look pink to me, like a pink purple, but they're blue. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why the picture is so bad on this. But I am glad that it's more of like a purpley periwinkle blue, because this was way too much just all pink. It was all pink, and that might have been another thing that threw me off on this, is it was just all pink. So I'm glad that it ended up having that different kind of coloration going on up there. So yeah, there she is. So I still recommend doing this one. In fact, all of them in the series I think are well worth it, and I think these are really fun kits. They're pretty quick turnarounds, and it's just fun to have them to put out with each holiday that they correspond to. You know, you don't have to leave them out all year. You don't have to get them all framed fancy and have them as display pieces, which can, I don't know, for me, I don't tend to do so much. I have, as we see Titania here, but most of the time I just sort of pack them away. Like, the act of stitching them is kind of the point for me, and not so much the finished product. But these are just like, you know, I just go to like a little Home Goods usually, and they have the most interesting frames, and I just find a really cool frame to just chuck them in, and I just put them out for a couple weeks around the holiday and then put them away, and it's just sort of something festive and fun. And so, you know, it's kind of nice to have something that you can put out, but you don't have to invest in keeping out, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and I know a lot of people do that with Christmas ones. Like, a lot of people do Christmas cross stitches, and they put them out at Christmas, and then you pack them away for next year. These are fun because you get them for more of the year. So, that's just my thinking on it. So yeah, that is our most recent finish. And so for our next project, I do have it selected. I'm just putting together all the bits and pieces, and should have the video out for that probably in a few days. Look for it in a few days. It might be a little bit longer turnaround than I normally have, just because I'm still pulling together everything. So, but it, you know, it won't be too long, a few days. There you have it. That's what I have for you today. And I'm curious what you think of this one. Because some of them are like, they're obviously gorgeous. And this one is, but I'm wondering if you have the same feeling as I have, where it I don't know. I wonder if you love her or you like her. Or maybe you don't like her at all. And that's fine. Again, I won't take offense if you say she's not my favorite. That's fine too. But I'm curious what you think of this one. So let me know. Shoot your questions, comments, opinions down in the comments below. And I'd love to know if any of you have been working on this series and what you think of them, what ones you've done, what ones you have left. Anyways, so I hope everyone's well, and thanks for stopping by and checking in. And I will see you next time.